Ladies and gentlemen, technology is taking us to our next interview, and that, of course, is with the coach, Adam Simpson, who I'm led to believe joins us from his fourth story of his Peppermint Grove mansion. Ladies and gentlemen, would you put your hands together for Adam Simpson, the coach of the West Coast Eagles, if you would.
Hey, guys.
Thank you, Adam. Thanks for joining. Yeah, looking good. Simo, just in simple terms, we all talked about the difficulties of the season so far. As a coach, how difficult has it been to run a football team with what's been thrown your way this year?
It's been a challenge. The pre-season, we thought we had a pretty good crack at it. Got that one game in before we had the 10 weeks off, and it's just nothing you can plan for. Even the shorter game times affected how you prepare and how you play. So I think the players have adapted across the competition really well. There's been some challenges, but when you compare it to what people are doing in society, in particular in Victoria at the moment, it's really not that big of a deal. We're working and we're hopefully making people happy.
Let's take you back before footy resumed then. How did you cope mentally with the 2-month layoff? You yourself, was football still very much at the forefront? Was it family? Was it I'm led to believe you started growing lawn and growing it very well in the backyard. What sort of stuff were you doing?
Yeah, there was a lot of home maintenance in the back garden with the dogs, but no, I suppose we didn't really stop. Craig Bozzo and I had to work through a lot of things with our staff and trying to put them at ease, making some tough decisions, working hard with the AFL in regards to what the future might look like in terms of the soft cap, and then keeping in touch with our players. I mean, none of us heard of Zoom 3 months ago, and now it's a way of life. So we had to work through all those things. I actually started working 9 to 5, which is bloody boring. So I turned in, I was turning into Craig Bozzo, and I was slowly going insane. So I was so glad to get back to getting on the track and interacting with players and people face to face, and getting on with the job. So our first 5 or 6 weeks in the hub was a great experience. We didn't play very well initially in the first 3 or 4 games. We learned a lot about ourselves. I reckon we had 6 months of leadership crammed into 3 weeks, going through some of the issues we did on field and off field as well, and we come back a better side for it.
Can I ask you that question without notice, so to speak, in regards to hub life? We saw the players. We just saw a beautiful spearfishing documentary feature. We also see players play golf and go surfing and do whatever they do. What did you do? How in regards to being distant from the family, making phone calls, touching base with home, and what pleasures did you have in hub life if you weren't doing footy?
I worked a lot. We played a bit of golf. I went and bought a microwave and just put it in my hotel room and started having TV dinners. I think the players literally got sick of seeing me at dinner, so I stopped interacting with the players after 5, which I think is important, really. FaceTime with the family, that lasted a couple of weeks, and then the calls started to ring out a few times, and I think they started to screen Dad's calls for a little bit. So there was a sense of who wants to take this call, because Dad rings every 3 hours, and I now know what my parents get from me sometimes. So that was interesting. Obviously, we all missed our families, but we had a job to do, and we started ticking over with routine. That was really important. We probably didn't get that right, the itinerary and all the little things that you probably don't even think of clicked in the last couple of weeks, and it got to the point where if we had to stay a couple of more weeks, I reckon the boys would have been no worries. They were in a group by the time we got home.
So how do you see the rest of the season unfolding as a football club, as a football staff, as the playing group and on-field? There's obviously a lot of bits to come into play with that, but you've set yourself up for the back half of the season with some great form.
Yeah, we're in a good space. I think we're playing a pretty good brand that we're hopefully the fans and supporters are proud of. It was something we went through in the hub about what's our identity on field, and we think we've got a pretty good culture led by Trevor off field. And what was our identity on field was something we worked through, and I think we've hit a pretty good space of where the game's at. The game's changed a little bit, and the season's obviously shorter, so I don't know how many wins you need now to make finals, and that's always been our goal, qualify for finals as quick as we can. I just don't know how many wins you need. I haven't worked it out yet, so it's probably around 12, I suppose, 11 or 12. Was that right, Goss? Maybe 10.
Yeah.
Who knows? So we've got some work to do still. I dare say we might be on the road again in the back half of the season, and if that is the case, we'll be a lot better prepared than what we were when we went the first time.
Many people believe it's a season and it's going to be like this. There's going to be an asterisk at the end of it because of how different it was, less games, the hub life. Premiership's a premiership. Where would it rate?
Just like the other premierships. We're all in the same boat. In fact, you probably look at Queensland now and you think that's the new Victoria. So the two Queensland clubs have got the advantage because they play there most weeks. So Brisbane's become the Richmond, I suppose. So for us, it's just a different state. And we need to get. You can't win a premiership without being good away from home, and that won't be any different this time around. So different challenges. I mean, being away from your family, I dare say in 8 months' time there'll be lots of father sons and father daughters potential increases. We did miss our families, and that'll happen again, I assume, at the back end of the year.
Can the game recover and return to normal from a football perspective next year, maybe?
Well, I think we're the same as the society, really, and some of the industries that have fallen victim to this virus. It'll take time, and we've got to get on top of it first. And hopefully there's some sort of vaccine we can get to. But it looks like it's going to be a while off. So, yeah, really challenging for the leadership at the club to deal with a smaller soft cap. We'll probably lose $3.5 million off our soft cap, which means jobs with really good people that quite often sacrifice other parts of industries they could go to be part of a football club. So hopefully we don't lose too many good people, and hopefully we get back to full strength in a year or so.
Last one before we let you go, and we appreciate your time today. Just in regards to the team itself and why you're on this role, you've got Carlton this week. Some players that we're excited about. Liam Duggan's form's been good. I think Jackson Nelson's having a standout year, and we know what Nat Nui and Kelly are doing. It seems to be coming nicely together. You must be pleased with the 22 and also your depth.
Yeah, well, we're always in that phase, and I think even in 18 we managed to blood 5 debutants. And we're always looking at the future. So, there was a point, I suppose, in Queensland that we did make a decision to back in some of our younger players. And, they've been around for a little while now, so they know our system and they know our culture. So Harry Edwards playing on the weekend was great for the club as well. Unfortunately, he doesn't remember any of it, but he was pretty good for that 35 minutes he played. And he's 19, 200 centimetre, 19-year-old key position defender. That's really exciting for the club. I know our fans and supporters love it when we play the kids. So we want to play as many as we can. And I suppose overall we've missed the crowd more than anything, and missed the support. Even functions like this that we get the honour of coming to and presenting to, doing it over a computer is not the same, is it? And it feels like that too even though only having 30,000, we're used to 60 of our own. So hopefully we get that back soon. And it is a privilege to play in front of a crowd, but in particular our crowd.
We're incredibly excited with the way the boys are going, and no less your involvement and your football staff. Simo, appreciate your time today. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon, and good luck against Carlton.
Thanks, guys.